This is an update a little bit earlier than I thought I would be doing one. I checked back my last video and I was saying, oh, maybe in 3 months, but I think this is a good time for me to give an update to say that I have noticed some improvements in the areas which I have been working really hard to try and improve, and I've just been, working hard, doing my exercises, all the things I know I need to do, and not seeing any really improvements myself, apart from the fact that my physio exercises were incrementally becoming easier, which is an improvement obviously in itself. But it's pretty good. So when I last saw my physio, she points out things to me which I just go, what? Hang on. She says, when I just get up from say I'm sitting at the bottom of my stairs and she comes in, I'm like, oh, hi, and I get up and she suddenly goes, oh, wow, that was so much better. And to me, I'm like, well, I just moved in a really weird way like I usually do. She's like, no, that's so much better. And she's pointed out the ways in which I'm improving, which is really motivating and great to hear. But at the same time, I still think, oh, it still doesn't feel so great to me. But today, I had someone else take a look at me as well. There's a second opinion. Just walking from my kitchen to my front door. It's such a normal, come on, it's all the time I have to do that for lots of reasons. And it's become invisible to me over a very long space of time how much when I'm walking and there's a wall next to me, I put my hand out and I touch it all the time. My balance is just like, oh, my balance just feels unsafe. So I just skate my hand along the wall, and recently I've been experiencing a thought of like, oh, did I just walk better there? Like a slight thought of, I don't know, am I missing something? Did I not touch the wall as much? And I got an opinion. I'm like, can you tell me how well I'm walking to the front door, please? and I did it slowly, and yes, I have a limp, and yes, I am a bit wobbly. Without going into the minute detail of what I'm working on in physio, quick headlines: my balance is not great, my legs don't lift up so well, so that together makes walking feel quite difficult. But I walked to the front door slowly and I did not feel I needed to touch the wall. I was being really intentional about it. And yeah, I was limping because my leg doesn't pick up so well, so I kind of slightly hitch, because I've had horrible accidents in the past of kicking paving stones outside and having a horrible fall in public, and it's been horrible. But it made me feel so happy. This is like the first time I can genuinely say I've noticed. My physio, she said to me, she's so encouraging, and I'm very honest with her, just going like, oh God, I wish I could see something, because it's great that you can see it. It makes me feel really good, but oh my God, I wish my life would get a bit easier. And she says things like, well, because your core is improving, then your balance will improve and you won't even notice it. So I'm trying really hard to notice things, small wins, and I think today is the first day that I've noticed something, like properly noticed something. And I'm a long way away from where I dream I can be in the future, but it's given me a really nice feeling of, I just need to stick with this and things will happen. It's a really nice feeling. What's also been good recently is I had another appointment with someone who I don't think I've spoken about in my previous videos, but she's so important. And I'm really glad I started working with her before I had HSCT. She's a functional dietitian who, I don't want to say specialises in HSCT, but she does a lot of work with people who have preparing for HSCT or have had it, because she also has had it herself. She's also diagnosed with MS. She had it done 4 years ago. She's such a great example of helping people prepare for just chemotherapy alone, for anyone for whatever reasons they're having it done, it really just does a number on your body and all of the systems in your body and your gut health, and just everything needs taking care of. And I feel so grateful that I managed to track her down. Makes me sound like a stalker. I kind of was behaving a little bit like a stalker, like I have to work with you because, I don't know, for obvious reasons, she seems perfect for me. And she helped sort out gut health issues, which I've had for ages, years, before I went for HSCT. And she managed to completely solve them, by the way, these very long-standing issues, which was incredible. And it just made me feel really safe going into HSCT, having taken care of that side of things. I personally believe for myself it's really important to bring in diet and just nutrition and microbiome stuff. How vague is that? Microbiome health and everything to do with the systems of my body, which have had a real hammering from HSCT. So, I mean, I don't go in for handing out advice, but just for myself, oh boy, did it feel like a good idea to start doing this. I only started taking action towards this 3 months before I left for Russia, and that was kind of a good enough amount of time. Would have been better if it had been longer, but just a good enough amount of time for me to address the stuff which was flagging up to her, who's so knowledgeable about this. Anyway, so I just thought it was important to mention that, because it's such an important part of what I do to make myself generally feel better about how I'm looking after myself going forward, giving myself, you know, the best body environment with which to kind of flourish. I also had an interesting talk with her. I know I was feeling a bit, I don't know, a bit resistant is the wrong word. Cautious is also the wrong word. I was just feeling a bit, oh, come on, let's just say I was feeling a bit funny about having an MRI scan. And even though I knew it was no need to be feeling a bit odd about it, I mentioned it to her, and she was just really put my mind at rest as well. She's like, hey, look, this is just the baseline. Of course, I was always going to have the MRI anyway, but she was just reiterating it's really important to have this MRI scan, because this is what all of your subsequent MRIs are going to be compared against. So it made me feel really sane having a chat with her about it as well. And of course, as Dr. Fedorenko said to me, and everyone in Moscow, when you're having this treatment, when you're coming out of treatment, it's good food, good mood, and exercise. And I think good food, oh, I really try. Now, I'm not perfect, but I really try. And working with this dietitian also helps me feel that it's not just the food, it's literally the food I'm eating. It's all of the essential nutrients and things to add in whilst recovering from this. Good mood makes it really, it's not as simple as like, hey, and be happy all the time, because you are not going to be happy all the time. It's well, I shouldn't say you, I was not happy all the time, because there's difficult parts to recovery, there's no doubt about that, but it's more of a general feeling of a strong belief in that the treatment has worked, and just a strong belief in the treatment, full stop. And I definitely have that. I do. It's just allowing the general life to unfold. There's the good bits and the bad bits and the normal bits and all of that. Anyway, so good food, good mood, a strong belief that the treatment has worked, and exercise, which of course is my physio, which I'm very committed to. And then I have finally today seen an improvement, and it felt like big enough news to make an update for. Quite into how long my hair has grown in just like the couple of weeks since I made that last video. So who knows how long my hair is going to be next time I make an update. Anyway, so I will be back whenever there's anything I think that is useful to anyone researching this treatment or wanting to know how things go post HSCT, then I will definitely make another video.